Yes, hey guys, and welcome to Little Blackbird 91. Man, I'm so sorry, guys. I was meant to do this live 3 hours ago, and I just woke up. You can probably hear it in my voice as well. Listen, we are talking to you guys about Michael B. Jordan, and we're breaking it down about Michael B. Jordan making the first mistake. Yes, we're going to talk about Michael B. Jordan making the first mistake based on what we're just hearing. Again, this is my theory. It doesn't mean it's absolutely true. Doesn't mean it's absolutely the truth. It just means based on my theory and based on what we just said last night or yesterday morning concerning some of the information that we heard. So we're going to break down the Michael B. Jordan situation with Lori Harvey, but from a different perspective. Right, we're going to put accountability where I believe it needs to be held, which is when you make a choice to choose somebody, you also have the responsibility of making sure as well this person is in alignment with your mentality. You guys always hear me, well, you've heard me recently talk about, as a man, I want you to take my last name. Well, if I want you to take my last name, I also have the duty of choosing the right type of woman and making sure she has the right type of mindset that will work best with me. That's great leadership from the beginning before we even get to the end. So let's jump into this live and talk a little bit about the Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey situation. Again, once more, sorry guys, I am apologizing. I am late by 3 hours. I apologize again once more. Listen, this is what happens when you don't go to bed on time. I went to the gym as well in the morning. I'm not doing that again because that finished me royally. All right, listen. Let's get into some conversation and let's break some things down as well. All right, cool. First thing I want to say is with the Lori Harvey and the Michael B. Jordan situation is she's 25, he's 35, meaning I've got to take a bit more precaution in trying to decipher what your mentality actually is. I need to make sure that I've chosen someone who's in a 10-year gap, and I have to see, are you of my same ilk and same mindset? Because the 10-year gap tells me that we're already in different spaces when we start speaking, potentially. Right? I know it's all well and good, but we are in a generation of 2022 where women can earn their money, their freedom, and can have their say whenever they feel like. Because they can do this now, it does mean that as an individual, I have to make sure now your mindset is exactly the same as mine. Here's why. Because now you have this freedom and now you have the opportunity to do whatever you want to do. A 25-year-old is not necessarily just focused on marriage. Marriage is no longer just the epicenter of a woman's life. This being the case means that now I actually have to check to see if you're really still in that same place as what I need you to be in. It's not a beef. It's not she's wrong or he's wrong. It's more of a case of I need to do my due diligence to make sure that you are actually in this place, right? Because you might not be. You might not be feeling the way that I'm feeling about the situation. And one thing I'm noticing, especially when we talk about the manosphere, talking about how men can get women that are younger. They're absolutely right. Men can get women that are younger. What they're failing to understand also is that the modern woman now has the ability to be free. She's not a slave and she's not a servant to the marriage anymore. She no longer has marriage at the epicenter of her life. At least not at the beginning of her life anyway, right? So as much as she wants to maybe get married, she no longer has to stay in that position, okay, of marriage being the number one thing right now in her 20s. See, the thing we're failing to understand is that because we have had it so good in previous generations where women have had no power in society, no freedom in society, no space and no thought to be able to be more than just somebody's wife. What has happened is that we assume that it stays exactly the same. And when it doesn't, then we use certain devious manipulative tactics to say women should stay down. The truth of the matter is now they have the ability to do what they want to do. You won't find women just choosing marriage at 25 no more. She might wait till 30. right? She might wait till 30. She might even wait till 35. Now, of course, there are some dangers with that as well. But the truth of the matter is, people can get married much later. There is no need to push the narrative of marrying early anymore because there are other things in this life to taste, to touch, to see, to feel, right? So that's first and foremost, right? So, we have to look at it that way. Okay. The next thing we want to look at, the next thing we also want to look at, okay, is the fact that when we talk about when we talk about the relationship with Michael B. Jordan, my biggest thing with uh Michael B. Jordan is that why did we not discuss these issues prior? Why did we not discuss these issues prior to going into the situation? Now, and I say this because Michael B. Jordan, okay, didn't just end up going um after didn't just go out didn't just go out after what's her name? Sorry, Lori Harvey, right? Like a normal girl. What I mean by this is he had to consult Steve Harvey. He had to see the parents. Whenever I now need to see the parents, and before I even get to go anywhere with a girl, that means I really should be thinking about what mentality this person has, because they're not thinking about a quick fling relationship, or at least what I'm saying is the parents are not going to allow that to happen. Do you get what I'm saying? Meaning, if I'm having conversation with your father, I better find out what your mentality is, right? So what I'm trying to say is you've gone a very serious route. You've gone the most serious route about the situation, right? So the situation here is, if the news being true that he did want to propose, or he did want to take it further to marriage, and she wasn't ready, this should have been one of the first conversations I'm having. Because if I'm meeting your parent Steve Harvey, who's going to be trying to grill me, make sure I am who I am, my first thing is this: I'm looking to marry in a year's time. See, this is what I'm talking about, being intentional. I'm trying to marry in a year's time. So in a year's time, by a year's time, that's what I want to be proposing by. I want to be proposing by. Lori, what's your thoughts to that? Are you is that what you're on as well? Right? Is that what you're on as well? If then the answer comes back and says, yes, that's what I'm on, in a year's time, that's the kind of timeline I'm looking for, then boom, we go forward. We don't move forward until we agree on timeline, because I'm intentional about the way I'm dating. Do you see what I'm saying? Because remember, he's 35. He's not 25. He's 35. If I'm about to get into a relationship now, I'm already talking about, listen, look, let's date for about a year. And I'm looking to propose by maybe a year and a half. So in about 18 months, I'm looking to propose. What's your timeline saying? Are you looking to propose in about 18? Are you looking to get married in about 18 months? Right? So what I should be hearing is, you know what, coach, I'm thinking more 24 months. All right. Oh, I can work with that. 24 months, 2 years time. All right, cool. Right? I can do 2 years. Then we agree and we move forward, right? We agree when we move forward. And in that sense, uh in that sense, we both have that timeline. Then what should come out of the camp should not be that she's not ready. What should come out of the camp is that, you know what, as we discussed it, as we looked, we saw that actually there were certain things in the relationship that we both weren't really, this weren't really it. This weren't really it. You know what I mean? We both looked at the situation, uh, you know, and it wasn't really the way this relationship was going, right? So, in all honesty, I'm looking at it, and that's what I'm saying about leadership starts from the front. Because if we're starting from the front, I want to eliminate certain things from coming up later on. I want to eliminate certain things from coming out. I don't want to have a situation where we're asking, what are we doing? Because really and truly, if we get to that stage, it should really be, we know what we're doing. And then if we do break up, it's because, you know what, there were certain things that were happening in the relationship that didn't run, right? Or, you know, do you know what? We went our separate ways because actually when we started to really get deep, we realized there were certain things that were missing. Unfortunately, we both couldn't really go forward, right? That encompasses a we. But what we're hearing from the camp, and again, it doesn't mean it's absolutely true, but that's what we're hearing from the camp. Um, that's what we're hearing from the camp is that she didn't want to go forward, right? She didn't want to go forward. Therefore, we have different thoughts when it comes to this marriage thing. Yeah. So there's also that aspect as well. I mean, that's me just taking it on a very literal. If the information is true, that's what it is. You know, etc. etc. Right? I was 34 and now my husband's 36. We definitely had timeline conversations early in our relationship. Absolutely. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to waste time. We are grown. We're grown. At what 35? And see, that's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, that's what I'm looking at Michael B. Jordan going, what is it that at 35, how do you not have a timeline? Do you know what I'm saying? Again, I'm assuming that you didn't have a timeline, but at 35, why don't you have a timeline? And if you have a timeline and you realize Lori Harvey ain't trying to move to that timeline, why are we entering into that relationship in the first place? Then the rumors can start of maybe this is a fake relationship because of XYZ. But also as well, it could be that you just ignore red flags. Maybe you're not great at relationships, Michael. Maybe you're not great at relationships, Michael. Maybe you're actually not that great at relationships, Michael, and you actually need to go and do some work, right? You actually need to do some work. Is she a child compared to him? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say she's a child. I would say that she is someone potentially trying to explore. And if that's the case, great. But let's know that up front. Let's know that up front. Let's have that up front. If I know that you're here to play and you just want to have a frivolous relationship and dance, then cool. Let me know that. Then I know what to do. And if I know that, I don't then complain that you're not ready to marry when I knew from the very beginning you're here to play. That's what I'm saying. Something's not quite right here. Okay? Something's not quite right here. Okay, so I think I think we got problems on both sides. I think she wants to date around, have fun, etc., etc. Now we said this yesterday. There isn't like I said. If she's dating, is she data collecting? Right. The real question is, if she is dating, is she data collecting? Because if she's just dating because it's fun and it's for her ego and validation, then we got a problem. You're not paying attention. But if you're dating and you're collecting good data to make an informed decision about what kind of man you want, then that's another story. Do you see what I'm saying? I personally don't have a problem. You want to date Trey Songz, Diddy, Lewis Hamilton, rah, rah, rah. I don't care. I don't mind. You go and date them. What I'm saying, and remember, I said to you guys, it is not about your body count that matters to me. It is your mindset and your mentality that most important to me, right? Someone said he slept with a father-son combo. Yeah, that was a bit mad though. That was a bit mad. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I don't know if she slept with them. I think she was around it, but hey, let me just say this. Y'all, I asked you this yesterday, guys. I asked you this yesterday about cheating. Some of you you didn't want to answer this question. All right. Um, you know, so yeah, I mean, if you see a father-son combo, I don't want to marry you, I could be super simp, right? I mean, again, and again, like I said, my thing would be, have you learned from that situation? Okay, you slept with the father and son. I'm not really fussed about that. What's your mindset today? Right? What's your mindset today? It's not the body count that's the issue. It is the mindset. The mind went before the body did. If you can't show me that you've learned, you've grown, and you understand where you need to take accountability in some of your past actions, I don't want to know that. I don't really care. right? That's the major issue. That's where people keep missing it. Turning a hoe into a wife is not about the fact she's a hoe. It's about the fact that she's got a mindset, right? And that's where people are going to make that mistake. And then you end up dating somebody who hasn't got a body count and still mad. It is the mindset that carries the body. The body doesn't carry the mindset. I want you to understand that the mindset carries the body to somewhere. The body doesn't carry the mindset. The mindset carries the body to somewhere. So when the body count is mad, you look at the mindset. What do you believe about yourself? How do you value yourself? How do you see yourself? Have you learned for self? Do you take accountability for self? Because I said this to you guys before. For instance, when somebody has cheated in their past relationships, what is their viewpoint to cheating? What is their viewpoint to cheating? That's the real question. When someone cheats in the past, you ask them, what's their viewpoint to cheating? Because what you want to know is, have they really learned? Do they know why they did that? Do they know why they move like that? Right? Do you see what I'm saying? So Michael's job is to really analyze the mindset. And this is why I said also that Michael has a job to do in terms of finding out mindset and seeing, when you see the patterns of what his mother did, because the mother's information is out there, by the way. And you can, when you have conversations with, let me be honest with you, when I have conversations with women, if I'm even thinking about dating you, I ask questions about, what's the relationship like with your mother? I'll be honest with you. I ask also, like, how what about your mother? Like, how was she then? I ask questions around that to find out what kind of behaviors you've seen from your mother. And once you let me know that, I go, okay, great. What I'm looking for is, when you say, I'm looking for the self-correct. I'm looking for well, that's not really how I want to behave. You know what I'm saying? And here's how I've also, and then I'm going to ask you, so, oh, whoa, so what have you been doing to kind of make sure you're not following in that same footsteps? Because what you're looking for is a change. If the person cannot explain the change, they probably haven't changed, or they probably haven't noticed this line of behavior. And I'm telling you now, when I saw this, in a relationship where I spoke to the daughter, okay, when I was dating the girl, and I heard the mother's behavior, and then I listened to see what kind of difference the girl had said. She hadn't said any difference. Yes, the behavior of a mother hurt her, but she hadn't really taken it on herself to say, this is what I'm going to change. So when I didn't, and then when I ignored that, what I saw was the same behavior. Mindset is important. It's more important than the body. That's what I'm saying about Michael B. Jordan paying attention. And he had all information on deck for him. You know the mother's history. Let's keep it a buck. You know the mother's history. She out here dated 2 drug dealers, then ended up with Steve A. Right? Then ended up with Steve A. The next thing that you got to then look at is Lori Harvey following in the same footsteps? If you can see the similar traits and then you don't get what she's saying, that she's not changed her mindset in comparison to what her mother said, then my friend, you know not to enter. That's what I'm talking about. Leadership. 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 You know what I mean? Leadership. Now, of course, one has to take into account the fact that both Trey Songz and Future have very distinct backgrounds. She has very Future and Trey Songz have very distinct backgrounds, which can be used for deduction of information, of course, right? So of course we can take that into account. We can take that into account and take that into a place, and take that into understanding as well. That, you know what? Uh, someone said I have a high body count. I'll answer that. But I have a very distinct, background in terms of the men that she's dated. Being young and being drawn to a certain type of goon when she's been educated by her father can say a lot too, of course. But again, it's about, have you grown and have you moved from that point, and have you changed in that aspect as well? Okay. So yeah, that's my biggest thing in that aspect as well, right? Um, yeah. So I'll be honest with you. Before I answer that question, there's a question here. Someone said, "Wouldn't even be shocked if Lori was actually celibate." I would be shocked if she was celibate, and I'll take this now, because if you date for a year with men who are having women all the time, or seemingly having women all the time, I cannot see it being a celibate thing. A whole year, and it's a real relationship with her and Michael B. Jordan. I can't see her surviving the whole year. If the man them are not doing it, I can't see her surviving the whole year. Not because she's not strong, but I just don't see how the man them are going to stay there for a whole year, knowing that she's going to be celibate now, unless they're going to be cheating now. Yeah. And since we haven't found that they were cheating, it's going to be hard to stay celibate for a whole year. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But that's besides the point again, because it doesn't really matter if she's sleeping with them or not. It's about mindset over the body. You know what I'm saying? Someone asked me, do I have a high body count? And I'm trying to justify so you won't be judged on it. Let's be honest. Men and women are not judged the same. If I had a high body count, I wouldn't need to justify it. As a man in this world, I'm very much aware of my privilege. I could have 100 gal I sleep with. It still wouldn't. Most women would not care. I mean, some women would. Some women would. But if I said 100, it doesn't affect me in the same way. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, of course, it does affect, but it doesn't affect me in the same way. That's not to say I'm going to be naive about it, but I'm saying it doesn't affect us in the same way. Body count for men and women, we do not get labeled the exact same way. That is a privilege of being a man. So I wouldn't justify it because of a high body count. It wouldn't make sense because I get away with it anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about it because I'm a person that goes, I'm not trying to judge you on your body count. I'm trying to judge you on your mindset, because the body count can lie to me. The body count can lie to me. You know what I'm saying? If you slept with 30, if you're a girl that slept with 30 man, what I'm looking for next is, what have you learned? What have you learned? You know what I'm saying? What have you learned? What have you learned? That's the key question. That's the key question, right? What have you learned? Lillian said she dated someone over a year while celibate, but were they trying to be celibate? Were they trying to be celibate? That's the key question. Were they trying to be celibate? Did they have a history of sleeping with women? Did they have options galore of women that will throw themselves at them? Mm. I'm not saying that it can't be done. What I'm saying is there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. The men that she's dating are in the limelight and have options galore. You know what I mean? So to go celibate when you ain't really about being celibate, bit mad. Um, someone said this. Mezzanine. Yeah. And that makes sense, Lyndon. That makes sense. Because you find your level, your level, because when you want to be celibate, you find other people that are celibate. I just don't think Michael B. Jordan's trying to be celibate. Do you know what I mean? But I take what you're saying. I take what you're saying, Lyndon. I do take what you're saying. There is a possibility that she is celibate, and that's what I'm also open to that idea that there's possibility is. I don't think they are, but I think there's more of a chance of that. You know, Okay, someone said maybe Michael asked Lori to sign a prenup. She said no, so Mallory told her to leave because Mary didn't sign with Steve Harvey. Mary, but wait, did Steve Harvey ask Mallory for a prenup though? Did he actually ask her for that though? Did he answer that? Steve Harvey asked if let's have a look. I don't remember if he did. I don't know if he had a prenup with, or he tried to have a prenup with her. If he did try to have a prenup, right? Uh, and she said no. Whew, makes him mad. But he said he did. I think he said. I think he said obviously he wouldn't do prenup. So I don't know if that necessarily counts on that aspect. But someone said women don't want community peen. Yeah, but my mindset would change that, because if you talk to me and you hear how my mindset is different to my community peen, do you know what I'm saying? I'm not coming and appearing as a community peen. I have a community peen record. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a difference. There's a difference. You know what I mean? There's a difference. Um, so um, it'd be like that. Okay, so keep it a buck. History reflects who you are into a change evident. And that's what I'm saying, TTO, as well. That's a key point. That's a real point as well. That the change in behavior is evident. That's what I'm saying about, the Bible talks about faith without works is dead. What it really means is if you have true faith, then the works should shine for itself. What the Bible says, faith without works is dead. True faith should begin to release works. So in the same measure of, if you tell me your mindset's different to what you were doing, you were out here being community peen and community poussoir, and then I should see that in your mindset. The first conversation we should have, I should sense something is different. I should sense that something is, the way you even hold yourself should be different. But if I can see that, you know what, you ride it out, the way you talk about your history, you ride it out, there's no real depth of conversation in terms of what you've learned. Do you know what I mean? That's my biggest thing. That's my biggest thing. That's my biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? So, it's about learned behavior that the person has caught onto. What have they learned now from these situations? Hmm. Uh, someone said MBJ only dated one black woman his whole life. Yeah, I hear that still. I hear that still. Someone said it took a person 50 to 80 bodies before their mindset changed. I'm good. Yeah, it will take somebody who can handle that. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, again, I don't ever ask people what their body count is. I don't want to know. Like when I was young, I remember my first relationship and I asked this question and it was just buzzing around my mind the whole entire time. You know what I mean? It was buzzing around my mind the whole entire time. You know what I mean? I was just like, raw, like, and I started thinking about this, and it's just not, I don't need to know that. What I need to know is, what's your mindset? I need to know, what's your mindset? Someone said, can't lie, this is just me. If she has more than me, I can't, man. Why can't you? What does it signify for you? Dayton, tell me what it signifies for you. Let's break it down. If you're saying she has more than you, it's a problem. Let's break it down. Why is it that way? Do you know what I'm saying? Why is it that way? Let me have your reasoning so that we can understand this, so we can also break it down for you. You can't lie, and I definitely hear you. A lot of us are in this space, a lot of us men. I was in that space before. If she has more than me, but why is it that way? Let's delve deeper into the mindset of that, right? I don't want to leave it just there, because then we don't really understand, we don't get the depth of it. Why is it that when she has more than you, there's a problem? Let's get that understanding as well. um you know Let's see. Quality woman, 100,000% does not want a man that's been with a lot of women. It shows lack of character or integrity, and even worse, if you don't feel accountable just because you're a man. But that's the point. I'm going to be accountable. That's what I'm trying to say. The difference between somebody who's been with several people and somebody who hasn't, and what their accountability is. And you will hear that accountability in the way they speak. Because if I've slept with multiple people, I've learned something from that situation. Do you know what? Actually, it probably wasn't worth it. And actually, what I learned from the situations was when I looked at these situations, I wasn't connecting with people. The truth of the matter is, I wasn't really emotionally connecting with these people. I've had to do some work on myself. I've had to go in and actually really deep the fact that emotionally, I wasn't aware, and I wasn't connecting the way I thought I was. So I use sex as a bitter pill to kind of cover my tracks. You're going to hear when someone has really learned, has done the work, has done the work, has really um gone about their way to understand themselves, you will hear this. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's my point I'm trying to make. Dayton said, and my body count's under 5, so please, man. Okay, that's cool. No, and by the way, I'm not trying to out you, bro, or anything like that. I'm more trying to understand it. Like I want you to I want to get to the depth of where that ideology comes from. Because then we can begin to really have that deeper conversation about thinking, you know what I mean? Right? So why, again, you're under 5, but if she has 6 or 7, why is that a problem? What idea do you attach to her having more body count? Then we can begin to break down what we really are feeling. Again, I'm not coming at you. I'm just more trying to. I'm using your point as a live kind of demonstration. That let's have that conversation, because then we can begin to talk about ideas and ideologies that we have. uh um you know let's someone said it might have to be sexually compete, maybe, um apparently Michael was missing his ex-girlfriend. I haven't seen those sources. Where's those sources coming from? Let's type that in. I want to know if that's true. I know. Let's type that in. Let's see. Is that the story? There's no new fresh stories just yet. Yeah, we haven't really heard any new stories about why they broke up, in a sense. So we need to hear some stuff, man. We need to hear that stuff and see. Okay. Yeah, none of that stuff has come up yet. I haven't seen anything in sources. Okay. Someone said, "Nah, I need to know if your insides are pretty like Scarface." Okay. So we're talking about this early in the morning. Yeah, cause early in the morning, Trey Mac. Insecurities that she may be more experienced, but even again, and that's real. See, this is real. If there is an insecurity of her being more experienced, that's real. We can then start to have a good conversation from that. You know what I mean? We can start to have a real good basis of self-learning from this moment. Do you know what I mean? Because if it is a case of I don't want her to be more experienced, we can have a real conversation from that. Yeah. So I get that. Um, you know, Dayton said, to me, bro, mine is really low, and girls don't believe me when I say because low. So it's like for her to be more, it's a bit crazy. I hear she can change in that, but nah. Okay. Um, okay, let's see that again. To me, bro, mine is really low, and girls don't believe me when I say my body count is low. So it's like for her to be more, it's a bit crazy. I hear it, she can change in that, but nah. Okay, so because yours is low and she doesn't believe that, believe it when they say it, when girls don't believe it when you say it's low. Again, I just need to probably need to go a little bit more deeper than that. I feel we're still on the surface a little bit. It doesn't really, I'm not really getting the answer in terms of what is it that you're feeling. I get that girls think that it's crazy that yours is low, all right, but what does that mean for you? What does that signify to you then? That's what I'm trying to say. What does it symbolize to you? What is the idea behind if then she has more and you're low? What does that signify to you? What does that symbolize to you? That's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to get, right? Again, I'm not trying to come at you. I'm not trying to tell you madness, anything like. I'll try to disrespect you. I just want to be able to understand. Nika B said my body count is 1. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. Someone said Lori is in her early 20s. A higher body count for her would mean multiple men in the same year. The older you are, the higher body count can spread over a long period of time. That's true. That's true. When I've been asked, it was to check my sexual prowess and kinkiness, automatic turn off, and childish. Okay. Okay. This is very true as well. They've been broken up for months, just announced it. No pictures in over 4 months together. Yeah. I heard that. Virginia says, my boyfriend and I never discuss body count. Diminishes by view of you. Even if I don't want to judge, I'll subconsciously, if I'm moving forward, let's just do that. I hear that. Okay. Someone said, check People Mag. Okay. Let's check People Mag. Let's check People Mag. Let's see what it's saying. Okay. I'm reading the Puppet Man. They're not really saying that he misses ex-girlfriend though. Can you send a link if for that thing that you're talking about? Send a link because the one on People Mag I'm looking at, boy, it doesn't sound like it's saying that. So I'll let me have a look at that. Someone said Lisa Ray was the source. Lol. My gosh. Now it's on their timeline. What timeline? I need to know what timeline. Okay, cool. It was publicity because an assistant said Michael had hit on him. And a couple months later, he's dating Lori Harvey. Hit on him. Are you saying Michael was hitting on a man? Brooke Chanel and Co., please. Someone said how Lisa Ray get into it. I don't know how she got into it, bro. I don't know. Oh, Lisa Ray is friends with Mallory. Oh, okay. There's a big body count desensitize people. Absolutely. Of course, if you have several bodies underneath your belt, and I'm talking about many bodies, then yeah, of course it's going to desensitize you. But again, what have you learned? Have you realized that? Have you understood that? That's the key questions we have to ask. I want to know, have you learned from those things? You know what I mean? I want to know, have you learned from those things? So yeah. Yeah, Met Gala, she turned up alone at the Met Gala. So they had been broken up for a little while. So you know. Okay, that's cool. I'm not saying that you made it up. I'm just saying I didn't see that particular piece of evidence. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't seen it. Oh, okay. This is the truth too, sir. This is truth as well. This is truth. That's very true as well. That's very true as well. Bro, listen, let me tell you this now, yeah. See this, yeah, this is a real ting conversation right now because so many people have a misconception, like you said, bro, about experience equaling actually being quality sexual what. Like, I'm being deadly serious. Like, the amount of times you meet a girl and a girl will say, like, I haven't really, I haven't combed. And I'm like, but then you say you've had several partners, and I'm like, so it's not really about the sexual experience of people. It's more about the quality of those experiences. If you freaky, you freaky. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be a freaky virgin. Listen, when I was a virgin, I was a freak. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was dibbling dabblings. You know what I mean? Of course, I didn't know about sex all the way, but I was a freak. I remember when I was when I was younger, I was like probably like 18, 17. Now got my lost virginity at 17. So 16. Bruv, if you don't remember, listen, I used to write graphic. I used to write graphic novels. Hey, Mills and Boons, 50 Shades of Grey. I was before them. I was before them. And I was a virgin. Listen, I remember there used to be a site called Tagged. I don't know if you remember this. A site called Tagged. There was a section where it was a sex section where I would write not like write scenarios and scenes so people could pretty much jerk off. I'll be honest with you. I'll be definitely real with you. Like, it was mad. Do you know what I'm saying? I honed some skills there, boy. I was typing some types. I was typing some types there that day, but I had never had a full on sex at that point. But my mind was definitely dirty. You know what I mean? So freakiness, kinkiness, all that kind of stuff, and being open to being sexually liberal, those things aren't necessarily coming just with experience. They come with quality of mindset, quality of knowledge, and understanding. You know what I mean? And the willingness to even explore sexually. So there's all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I was a bad boy. I realized I was a bad boy. Um, yeah. It's a mausoleum. See what I'm saying? But we're talking again about Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. So yeah, um, we're discussing them. Um, Shakara said every man I've dated has a higher body count than me. Okay, I definitely hear that. You know what I mean? Someone said when I met my ex, I was told about his body count by his friends. He was annoyed, embarrassed until I said, "What comes before is not my problem. I care about why behind the number." Okay, all right, cool, like that. Uh, okay, I hear that. Okay, let's see what else are we saying. Purity culture. Want a lady in the streets, but a freaking in the sheets, but also a virgin. I'll be honest with you, sunshine. Most of us men, unless we're in purity culture, we do not want a virgin. Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you? A lot of us men do not want virgins. Yeah? No. And I'll tell you why we don't want virgins. Because it comes with a territory that we just don't want to have to engage in. Like, if you're just trying to get in and get out, sleeping with a virgin is not the one. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're just trying to get in and get out, sleeping with somebody who's a virgin is not the one. So be honest with you, that's not what we want. And then to marry one too, it when we were younger, this was the big thing. I want to, marry a virgin. Da, da, da. When you get older, you're like, I ain't heard that talk in a very long time. I've not heard that talk in a very long time about man wanting to marry a virgin. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a very yeah, it's a very long time. We ain't even heard that. Someone said I was a Wattpad king. You know what, fam? I was. I really was. I was writing these novels, bruv. And you know the ones where you're hey, and I didn't even know anything then. If I was to write one now, the things that I know, ooh, Mills and Boons and 50 Shades of Grey, move over. You're doing too much with BDSM or whatever it is. Let me show you what real thing is, fam. Right, one of those American ghetto beers and books, man. Anyway, um, yeah, we ain't really about that virgin life all the time. I'll be honest with you. Um, yeah. So, someone said higher body count, no skill. I hear it though. I hear it though. Um, yeah. uh, Toby said, "I'm definitely not most men. I'm definitely not most men." What do you mean by that, Toby? You trying to? Are you saying, you want to what? What do you want to mean? What do you mean? Uh, you know, what do you mean? What are you not doing, most men? Okay, yes. Tree W said so. Koji, I agree with you, but wouldn't it frighten a young lady of 24 to start a new relationship with marriage talk? Maybe 6 months into relationship, yes, to that conversation. I think the most important thing is you should know what she is about when you first jump in. I know 24, 25, 26 year olds who are ready for marriage now. But that's because I'm in a Christian circle, so it might be slightly different. As Christians, we're not looking to be having sex everywhere. We're not trying to. Anyway, we're not trying to get into that situation. We're trying to move forward. So at 25, she can definitely know she wants to get married or not. The key question is, did she want to get married? The key question also is, did Michael B. Jordan also ask her what her timeline is if she wants to get married or not? Right? Because again, if I'm going to say that, if I'm going to say that, you know, if I'm going to say that Lori Harvey wasted Michael B. Jordan's time, I'm looking at going, how? How did you allow her to waste your time? If it being she didn't lie to you, if she told you the truth, bar she lying to you, she can't have wasted your time because you should know that you know what you're going in for. I'm going into a relationship for a year. Okay. I'm going into a relationship for a year. Uh, and I'm going to, within a year's time, I want to be married. You know what I mean? I want to be married. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I would say. So again, the age necessarily here isn't the problem. It's what she believes she's ready for, and was that discussed? You know what I mean? Yeah. Um. Yeah. So that's what it is. MBJ should stop be a black man from dragging her on YouTube, but he won't. I don't like that he's letting her be trashed. It shows his character. Well, I mean, they're only trashing her because they're saying that she didn't agree to the thing. I don't know if he actually seen it. let's not pretend that these people see the same things we see. They might not see it, bro. I'll be honest with you. They might not see these little black creators coming out and trashing Lori Harvey the way they are. So he might not be seeing the same things we're seeing. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, he might not be seeing it the same way until it becomes major news. Um, you know, uh, okay. So I'll just froze there for a sec. I think if the young lady has a great personality and a banging body and is virgin, the man would think he hit the jackpot. Nah, nah. Because with also oftentimes as well, with often, not always, often what comes with virginity is also denied naivete, right? Oftentimes what comes with the virginity also comes with the naivete. So it's not that exciting. No matter how good or how bang of a girl she is, da, 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 it doesn't always mean that. At our grown ass age anyway, our grown ass age, you know. Trey said you don't want to deal no virgins, please, and that's what we're talking about. That necessarily isn't the kind of conversation. I'm telling you, amongst men, that is not the excitement we're looking for. It's too sticky to be in that situation. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's too sticky to be in that situation. So it's probably running the streets of Hollywood. um, and that's the thing there, Lavwatch. No, why do any of them have to address it? Because in the end, both of them don't. They're not. Again, no matter what Lori says and comes out and says, I think she's smart enough to know nobody's going to say it. Nobody's going to change if they're not going to change how they feel. Even the major news outlets are not necessarily um even the major news outlets are not necessarily taking a side on anything. It's just saying X, Y, and Z. Do you know what I'm saying? So we don't really know anything about that situation. If I'm honest with you, we don't really know much about that situation. So yeah. All right, cool. We're halfway through. So do me a massive favor, guys. We're not at the end yet. We've got a few more minutes, but do me a massive favor. If you haven't already done this, I'm gonna send you a link in the chat. We want you to vote for us because we wanna win this competition. Okay, I'm competitive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am competitive. All right, and I don't want to be beat. Okay. I don't want to be beat. I don't want to be beat. So I'm going to put a link down below. All right. Boom. All right. Here's a link down below, guys. Use it, please, to vote for your boy and, vote for us as well. Someone said, can we take bets to see who she'll be with next? Can we take bets to see who she'll be with next? I wonder who she will be with next. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder who she'll be with next. You know what I mean? Again, I ain't gonna problem with that. Someone said, Lyndon said, imagine being a virgin and having to be ostracized for saving yourself. You can't, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is, you know? No, Nick Cannon Diddy out of the question, man. She's not, man. You know, it's out of the question. Do you know what I'm saying? She's out of the question. Like I said, I'm just hoping Lori has done the work. I have a feeling that who she's going to settle down with will be somebody not necessarily in the limelight. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. I have a feeling that whoever she settles down with, she's going to settle down with somebody who's not in the limelight. When she eventually settles down, it won't be somebody who's in entertainment and who's in music. I don't think she'll go and settle down for that person. I think she'll settle down for somebody who probably makes good money and is less in the limelight. Right? If she was to settle down, you know what I mean? That's fine, Donna Day. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So that's what I think of the situation. Do you know what I mean? I personally think, that she'll probably send over someone who's a no-name person. Do you know what I mean? Based on what her mum said, that's information. So, yeah. But listen, we're gonna be here tomorrow. I'll be better on time, nights, guys. Tomorrow we'll be here tomorrow morning because we're gonna discuss why Steve Harvey has been talking about the Michael B. Jordan stuff. Yeah, I'm stretching it. I don't give a hooks. I'm stretching it. But I also got some other topics I want to discuss as well. There's some other things that came up on Twitter that I want to discuss as well. But we'll be here for part 3. We're going to break down some of the other things as well, because Steve Harvey said some things as well that came out. And you know me, I like to take things slow, and I like to have the conversations and have you guys have your input as well. It's good to have you guys in as well, and your say as well. Someone said Lori will be on Real Housewives of Dubai in 3 years with a rich. Ooh. Yes, but someone said talk about the Monique situation. Oh, is there a Monique situation? All right, let's do that tomorrow then. Yeah. So we'll do a bit of Michael B. Jordan and we'll do Monique situation as well tomorrow. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, cool. I like that. The Monique situation. All right, cool. Because I think I just heard about this, but I don't know what it exactly is. What exactly happened to the Monique situation? Let me see if I can get some information real quick. What happened to Monique? Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I'm not trying to see. I can't see anything that's new that's happened. I don't know what happened there, but okay. Oh, Monique versus DL. There was another situation that happened. I thought that was months ago. C5 said Lori Harvey was smart. We're gonna talk about these stuff because it's crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? So love for that, Denon Deed. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you again. So yeah, guys, click on the vote system. You don't have to sign up or anything like that. You just need to click on the link and vote for your boy. Okay. You don't need to do anything. Just click on the link and vote for your boy. I want to win. Okay. I want to get through to the next round. I want to beat everybody else. Okay. Last week there was something else happened between Mo and DL again. Oh wow. Okay. I'll go and research that. Then we can talk about it tomorrow. Someone said let's take a bet. NJB will be with a white woman. More than likely, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. But yeah, listen, we will be back tomorrow. I'll put the time up again. We'll do it early in the morning. Sorry, guys, I fell asleep. I went to bed way too late. I went to bed at like 9 a.m. here. So within 3 hours I had to be up, and I think I just conked out. So, but we'll be back at normal time again. And we'll talk about it as well. So listen, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button. We are going to be here. We're literally going to go off this live, and there's going to be another live. If you watch Love and Marriage DC, we're talking about Monique and Chris, and we're going to break it down as well. So we appreciate you guys. Can you react to more Kendra G? Yeah, do you know what? There's another one I want to react to about Kendra G. I'll try and do it actually today. So we're going to get in it. I know last night was mad. Hey, last night was mad. I actually had to edit the video, but I'll put it back up this morning. I've taken out that aspect, so it should be good. But yeah, last night was a madness. But we'll be back again for you guys. Just literally, I'm getting off this live. The next live will be on Love and Marriage DC. Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll see you again very, very soon. Join us for that conversation.